All right, you all come in. Let's do this midday live stream while I'm still alert because I'm still on my medication until I get my tooth situation completed. So while I have a little bit of alertness in me, let's do this midday live stream. Thanks to everyone who suggested the natural remedies. I do appreciate your thoughts and your recommendations and support. But this is just something I'm going to let the professionals have to handle, right? There's just some things in your body wise that you have to let the professionals handle. So I may have a 50 cent mix with a southern accent, slurred speech going on, but that's cool. That's cool. Believe it or not, when I'm under my medication, if you catch me under the medication, I'm really a milder person. You might like the milder side of me. Hello, Gwen. Thanks for tuning in. And Gwen tunes in whenever she can out of Texas. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to share with you all this clip. As you all know, I was discussing the government shutdown. So they have actually, if you can see on this side of my mouth, this is where the swelling and stuff is. So yeah, this is just something I'm gonna let the dentist handle, and hopefully I can get that taken care of and resolved by next week. So we just gonna have the 50 cent slurred with the southern accent. You all come on in, as the medicine is working. So not drowsy right at this moment, right? Hello, Stephanie says, hi, my sister told me about your channel, about this channel. Thanks for sharing. Thank you so much, Stephanie, and tell your sister on behalf, thank you as well. Thank you as well. Hello, Bobby. Hello, Bobby. Thanks for tuning in. Hello, Sunshine. What a beautiful name. Thanks for tuning in as well from Georgia. And Goya says she feel my pain. Hello, Lisa. Lisa, a regular. Thank you so much, Lisa. Oh, and let me say this as well. Thanks everyone that requested an autographed copy of my book. I had, I think, four left, and two people got that this morning. Waiting on, I think, about five more for Amazon to come in for two people that I've already told. But that's as much as I'll have. I'm almost sold out at the point. I only have like two more left. So for those who supported the autograph book, thank you so much. I tell you all the time, I have special pens, right? These are very special pens. These are not your regular Office Depot pens, right? Special pens for special people. So thank you all so much. Um, Melanie, I'm trying to hold up. I may be wrong. Let me think, because yours is on the way. Are you out of Georgia? That may be wrong. And I get so excited, right, when I mail these books off from California to Georgia, um, Florida, Florida, Texas, just statewide, even North Dakota, right? North Dakota. See, I got it. Georgia, I got you. I just mailed yours off yesterday. And also, you all keep in mind that USPS, United States Postal Service, has already informed that there will be shipping delays, that there will be shipping delays. So keep that in mind as well. Even if you're doing credit repair, um, or if you're trying to do your own do-it-yourself credit and you're mailing your disputes out yourself, keep in mind that there will be shipping delays with the United States Postal Service. Not just the United States Postal Service, but also over 500 ships that's at bay now, right? I mean, 500,000. I'm sorry, I got that incorrect. So, people, there will be food shortages coming. And let's get into all of this right now. So, hit that thumbs up. Food shortages is definitely coming. Um, Increased pricing for your holidays. But to be honest with you, if anyone is upset about a holiday gift right now during these times, then they totally have their mind, their perspective in the wrong place. The very last thing that people, um, oh, thank you so much, Gwen, is concerned about right now should be is a holiday gift, right? Should be is a holiday gift because people, we are approaching a financial crisis. We're actually in it. It just haven't really hit all areas yet. Now, some people will be affected, some people won't, right? Some people will be affected, some people won't. Gwen says, Queen, I gave my book away, such a giver. And the person I gave it to said, thank you. The book has already changed her mindset. Thank you, Gwen. I really appreciate that. That was the whole purpose of this book because I am an avid book reader myself. And I oftentimes keep too many books, I think, or I order too many books too fast that I can't even um, keep up with, right? So many books because I look at the books and then I'm going. I'm actually looking at Amazon right now. So even though I placed the order September 25th, your new edition book will arrive. It is saying Sunday. I'm tracking my package. Also tomorrow by 8 p.m., Amazon is notifying me that my Spanish version of my Millionaire Notes will arrive as well by tomorrow. So I'm going to show you all of this. If you did not get the autographed version, you can purchase on Amazon. Um, so this is my Millionaire Notes on Amazon. And I also have the Spanish edition as well. So thank you all so much for your support. The paperback is available for $11.11, the double 1111. And again, I'm a person that's an avid, very avid book reader. And so I keep things in mind. And this is something I want you to just keep at your disposal that whenever you need a mindset injection concerning anything in life, your finances or mental or emotional state, that you can go back to and refer to. Um, that's a easy read for you. And that's very simple and profound at the same time, right? That's very simple and profound at the same time. And Gwen, this is to Gwen that gave away her book. You know, releasing is magnetic. That's what a lot of people don't understand. Releasing is magnetic. Through the act of release, you draw to you your own, right? You draw to your own and you become fully and freely released. And when you loose and let go, right? You let go and you grow. Let me say that. When you release things, when you're a giver, you draw you on it's a magnetic thing event that's happening, right? You can never give and not receive. The only people that don't receive are non-givers. And that's something I would have to accredit my mother to. Um, let me tell you, she gives, gives, gives. Like, for example, my birthday was Sunday, and her birthday was September the 9th, right? 9/9. And I didn't have the opportunity, well, she was busy that weekend too, to see her on her birthday. So I kind of just, we talk and we talk. And um, I forgot to give her a birthday gift. I really did. Not that I didn't have anything to give her, but did you know that she yet and still gave me my birthday gift? And then it reminded me, oh, you need to give her hers, right? And so the very first concept of giving that I learned from was from my mother. She's just an avid giver. And she's overwhelmed with receiving to the point sometimes I talk to her, I'm like, Mom, you need to declutter some stuff, get rid of some stuff. But it's hard for her to declutter because she gives so much. And the more she gives, the more that she receives. And so when you let go, you grow, right? And you have, when you let go, when you give, you will always create a vacuum or a magnetic vibe to receive. So that's to you, Gwen. That's just a yeah. Thank you so much. So let me share this with you all. Let's talk about the government shutdown that was. It's really a partial shutdown that happened because you had 4,000 people from the Department of Transportation that are furloughed. However, it didn't make a big impact. It didn't make a big impact as it could have made on Social Security, on other government employees, on child tax credit. We still have CTC payments are a little behind. On veterans receiving their benefits. So that's a positive thing. And then what's even more positive, in my opinion, is that it pumped Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, especially specifically the Bitcoin. Jerome Powell um, said, let's look at Bitcoin, let's look at the crypto market real quick, that the United States is not planning on mandating Bitcoin in particular anytime soon. And boy, did that help boost Bitcoin up almost 10% on the day. And so where Bitcoin goes, so does the other cryptocurrencies. And what happens is whenever the government does not shut down or is not going through an economic catastrophe, they pump money into the crypto market as well as the stock market. As we see, the stock market dipped yesterday, and now it's back up today. So we have things like ADA that has a 6% return. Ethereum is back over $3,000 at 9% return as well. And there are some things I'm going to share with my Patreon members. I'm going to do a live stream video for Patreon. Some very good cryptocurrencies right now that's under $5 and some that's above $5, but I'm going to recommend anyway because it is in my opinion, a big thing to have in the NFT in the virtual world of buying real estate virtually. That's a big thing to do because the old plan or the old way of real estate was only through physical, tangible real estate. But now real estate in the virtual world through cryptocurrency and NFTs. And all of this is at groundbreaking. So we do know, I told you I expected October, where you get the name octagon with 8 sides, octopus, 8 arms and legs. 8 is the number. It is the upside. Let me show you all this. It is the upside down infinity sign. I actually saw this picture of Kobe Bryant, and this is exactly just a visual to show you all what the number 8 is, so you can get clarity. So why are you saying, Queen, that 8 is October is the number 8 and not the because I go off the Jewish calendar, in which the government also goes off the Jewish calendar. So knowing the Jewish calendar, knowing things like the Shemitah, knowing what's going on with the Jewish Hebrew calendar puts you at an advantage when it comes to this economy. So you have October. October is the breaking down of a old thing to build a new. It is the breaking down of an old thing to build a new. And when I speak over people's giving and affirmation, I proclaim infinite spirit, infinite God. This is what I mean. This is the infinity sign. It means forever, right? Uh, it means Revelations 1 and 11. I am the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last, meaning I am all dwelling, I'm omnipresent, I'm all knowing, right? And what a lot of people don't understand is that God, when the word Messiah, for example, means king in the Bible. And Isaiah 9 in the Bible talks about unto us a king is born and the government should be on his shoulder. And what a lot of people do, they take that as a Christmas scripture, a Christmas message. But what that is saying is that heaven's economy and kingdom's economy has its own government system outside of man's government system, right? And that's what people don't understand, that the supernatural world has its own government system that overpowers and outpowers any man-made government system in existence in the past, in the present, and in the future. So when you understand that, then you understand that you don't depend on persons or conditions for your prosperity, right? And that you bless people as channels of your prosperity. And that God is your source of your supply. But you have to understand, yes, God is your source, but you have to be a resource. And that God provides his own amazing channels of supply to you. But again, it's a magnet effect. When you let go, you grow. It's when you give, you receive. Isaiah chapter 9, God is his own government, his own economic system that does not operate within this earth realm, no matter what the conditions are. And that's the power of giving unto people that teach these principles. That's the power. That's the point. That's the purpose. And that's the power. Right? And so I had to say that to clarify some things, because some people don't understand that when people give into my channel or my Cash App, that their income cannot be limited, because we serve an infinite God who's unlimited. I didn't come on here to teach, but it's just leading this way. Your income cannot be limited when you give to me, because I'm teaching you the concepts of an unlimited God. And the rich substance of the universe, as my phone is going off, the rich substance of the universe now frees you from all financial limitations when you become the source. No, when you become the resource and allow God to become your source. Right? So let's get into this government shutdown. Let's get into man's government system that's scheduled to fail, that will fail, and how to prepare and plan for that, because I don't want to just teach you the spiritual side or you not know the earth realm. I can teach you the supernatural, but you need to understand the earth realm too, because we are in this earth realm. We are earthly beings, right? We are earthly beings. So let's listen to this.
What party controls the House?
Yeah, so let's listen to this.
The Democrats.
What party controls the Senate?
The Democrats.
I believe we can agree that President Biden is. What party controls the House?
The Democrats.
What party controls the Senate?
The Democrats.
I believe we can agree that President Biden is a Democrat.
I believe.
Okay. Senator Schumer, who's a Democrat, and my friend, controls the Senate floor. And he can raise the debt ceiling by just amending the budget resolution, can't he?
It's possible that that could be done.
Yes, ma'am. So why didn't he do it? Why don't y'all do it?
Because
and then
this
we
is,
don't. Let me
because
just
this is.
Let me just finish. Why don't y'all just do it and then we don't have this fight?
Because
Why do you insist on doing it the hard way?
Because it's very important to recognize that raising the debt ceiling is about paying bills that Congresses
I know,
have
but I just
incurred
gave
in
you
the
a way.
past.
I
And it's
don't
a
want to get off
shared
the subject.
responsibility.
So why
And
don't you, I agree with
Democrats
that.
have-
So why don't you just amend the budget resolution?
Democrats have provided votes in the past when both houses of Congress are controlled by Republicans, when the Republican Party was in the middle of reconciliation. 2017 is a good example, and Democrats pitched in to do their duty to raise
Yes, ma'am.
the debt ceiling.
But I know all that, and we, and I appreciate your perspective, but let me ask you again. There's a real simple solution. Why don't y'all just amend the budget resolution? It just takes 50 votes by my Democratic friends and the vice president. Why don't you just do that? Problem solved. Done. Easy peasy. Finished. Let's go have a cocktail.
Well, it will be up to the leadership of Congress to
Were you going to recommend that he
decide
do
on.
that?
We will confer with them on what is the best strategy to move forward.
Yeah. It's not often, I haven't been around this place as long as you have. But it's not often around here that we have a problem that has an easy solution. And this is a real easy solution. And I get politics. I understand why politically you folks want to have Republican fingerprints on the spending fiscal knife. I get that.
Thank you, Gwen, for the 3333 super chat. Definitely will be saying your affirmations of blessings back over that to be received. The power of 2 or 3 touching and agreeing is way stronger than the power of 1. You know, I love 1. But if you look at this, it says 10 out of the 11 S&P 500 sectors fall. That's the number 11. And this was at 11:01. Let me rewind this the time that came up 11:01. So if you know anything, live 11:01 a.m. This was at 11:01 a.m. Right. So if you know anything about me, you know that I have been saying those numbers for a long, long time. The number 11 is the number of warning. It's twofold, right? Like Twin Towers and Miami condos is disaster and destruction. And it's wisdom and wealth simultaneously at the same time, all at the same time. Miami condos, for example, when they were destroyed and destructed, it was millions of gold and silver found under them. So out of destruction and destroy came wealth, a wealth transfer at the same time. And that's what's happening now in this great reset. And so in the material world, to prepare you, it's where we're going now and what I'm teaching now, right? As 33, number 33 represents when the age of death for Christ, physical body, when he descended to ascend back and to rise in power. Also 33 vertebrae and to shift, and you have the 33 mace in it as well, to shift your power transfer. 33 represents the shifting of power transfer. And Travaris comes in again with the 111:33. And Travaris, do something. Do this for me. Email me your best mailing address and your t-shirt size as well. Your t-shirt size as well at ld@fixmycreditandcash.com. And if you and Gwen can't stay all the way to the end, I'm going to do your affirmations over this. But I'm going to tell you right now, on both for those who are giving now and Cash App, that and giving in the past and that will give in the present, that your financial income cannot be limited. That the rich substance of the universe is now working and it free you from all financial limitation and is now working on your behalf. Right? You don't depend on persons or conditions for your prosperity because you've made God your ultimate source. And you bless people as channels, as a magnetic, as a vacuum, right, of your prosperity. But God is your source and you are the resource. And God is also your supply, the infinite God, the infinite power. And so with that being said, his amazing channels, and I'm saying he in the masculine energy of supply are coming to you right now by divine right, right? Because what's the divine right? When you give, you shall receive. But in God's economic system, you don't ever receive the same amount that you give. He said, "Given it shall be given unto you in good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Shall men give back into your laps." Right? And so tapping into God's economic system. So as this is the hour or the time of 11:11, I want you all to hear this as well. This was interesting to me as well. Dr. Ben Carson, if you've ever read the books, The Product's Gifted Hands, I want you to hear his perspective on the jab, right? Uh, hear his perspective on the jab as well. So let's hear that. And then we're going to look into more futuristic details of where this economy is going. What does the December deadline means that they have set as we are experiencing an advert government shutdown, and a little bit more information about the food shortage. So let's chime into this because we have now over thousands of Americans who are in division about to be jabbed or not to be jabbed. So let's listen to Dr. Ben Carson and his opinion on this from a doctoral perspective.
And joining us now, Dr. Ben Carson, former Secretary of Housing and Urban Development and author of the new kids book, Why America Matters. Dr. Carson, welcome. Congratulations on your new book. We do want to talk to you about that. But first, let's talk about mandates. You were on the record saying that vaccines are good, mandates are not, adding that mandates open the door to dangerous precedents. Explain what you mean by that.
Came to America from all over the world is because this was a place that had freedom, had liberty. And those liberties are given to us not by the government, but by God. The right to lead our lives as we should without interfering with anyone else. And when we start opening ourselves to government officials saying, you must do this, you can't do this, you must say this, you can't say that, we really are starting to fundamentally change the foundation of our nation. And we have to be very much aware that that is a big issue. You couple that with the fact that you're trying to mandate something that hasn't been fully proven. We don't know what the long-term impact of this vaccine is, particularly when you're dealing with children. We do know that when you're dealing with children, you don't have a high risk from the virus itself, but we don't know what the long-term risk of the vaccines are. So we need to be a little more careful, I think.
Dr. Carson, there is debate, as we just heard in Heather's reporting, about the potential harm of claiming a religious exemption for masks or vaccines, watering down other religious claims, and that debate even happening among pastors. As we just heard the experts say, religious exemptions are meant to be a remedy, not for objecting just to bad policy. Dr. Carson, do you see a case for religious exemptions, particularly for masks? And if so, how would you defend that from that standpoint?
Well, as far as vaccine is concerned, some of the laboratory work is done with fetal cells, and that's a legitimate concern for some people, so I understand that. As far as the masks are concerned,
I'm going to rewind it because he says shield cells. I think I don't want you. I don't want us to just skip over that as he says this, right? And he says this is what's provoking a great concern. So I'm going to rewind it and replay it.
cells, and that's well, as far as vaccine is concerned, some of the laboratory work is done with fetal cells, and that's a legitimate concern for some people. So I understand that. As far as the masks are concerned, I'm not exactly sure what the religious implications are there, but there are some good developmental arguments there. Children, for instance, need to learn how to correlate the facial expression with what's being said. That's a very important part of sociological development. And if we deprive them of that, we don't know what the long-term effects of that are, but they can't possibly be good.
Yeah. So your book, Why America Matters for Kids, it's also connected to your program called Little Patriots. Dr. Carson, why did you write this book?
Well, we were concerned that
Okay, so he said we don't know what the effects of that is, but it cannot possibly be good. That was Dr. Ben Carson, right? He said we don't know what the long term effect of that is. Now I haven't researched shield cells yet. I will do that and do my research and due diligence. But I wanted you to hear that from Dr. Ben Carson's perspective. And he said, we don't know what the long-term effects are, but that cannot be good, right? And Slick Rick, thank you for the 3333. And hello, everyone that's coming in and says hello. Oh, I'm sorry. Fetal cells. I'm sorry. Fetal shells. Thank you, EF. Fetal shells. I didn't hear that. Used in lab work. Let's see if I can Google that. Thank you for clarifying that. Fetal shells used in lab work. And so he said the fetal shells vaccine. Let's look at that. Let's look at that. Mm, well, it said it's aborted. It says J&J is saying that no aborted fetal cells was used from aborted babies, from the retina as well as from kidneys. Oh no, they're saying Johnson and Johnson had it. Let me make sure. Okay, because this was fact checked. There aren't any cells or tissues from aborted fetuses in the J&J jab, according to ingredients list. A cell line derived in 1985 from an aborted fetus is used during production, but the jab components are extensively purified during. So they're saying they purified, so technically they can't say that they use it, but non-technically they are. But because it's purified, they're saying that that's a fact check. Wow. Wow. Fetal cells and the jab. Let me look at this other article. I share this with you all. We can read along together. Thank you for that. You said many vaccines use. I don't take any other vaccines. Um, I tried the flu once and got sick from it. And I just don't. I don't do it anymore. But you do know that there are other studies out there about the effects, especially on children, that these have caused, right? So let's look at this article. This is live. That's why I tell women you should really research your placenta when you have babies, when you give birth, that they don't want you to get back, or they won't allow you to get back in hospitals as well. A lot of healing powers in the placenta as well. Saying those claims are false, that the mRNA is synthetically created in a lab and therefore does not rely on research cell lines for mass production of the jabs. mRNA is a little snippet of genetic code. It is tucked inside a tiny fat bubble called a lipid nanoparticle. So it's a little snippet of genetic code. mRNA is a little snippet of genetic code. Interesting. Wow. A little snippet of genetic code. That's interesting. And so why, right? The mRNA is a little snippet of genetic code described by, wait a minute, a little snippet of genetic code. Which then produces a spike protein nearly identical to the one in the coronavirus. Okay. All right. Okay. A little snippet of genetic code teaches your body to train. So thank you, Travarius. Was it Travarius? Yeah, Travarius. Make sure you email me. This is your second super chat. Make sure you email me. I definitely want to bless you. And this is for let's go ahead and get into crypto a little bit. I was going to share this with Patreon since so many people are giving. That's probably not in Patreon. Let's talk about this crypto, the future of money, real quick. This is one I was going to share in Patreon that I'm going to share here. That I think is just definitely worth mentioning and for you all to definitely look into as well. X Infinity. I love the infinite God, infinite power. But this is in the Pokemon, as you see the almost infinity digital world. Also has a marketplace, land, right? If you all are not in it, or just I would highly recommend you look into it. And these are really for the people that gave, because I was going to share this in private. And there's also a connection. I really, really like what this has, the performance over this percentage wise has been. And so if you're a person that, may not be into your tangible assets, or may not can afford at this time, because tangible real estate is grossly overpriced, right? I think this is definitely worth looking into. I absolutely love everything about it in this digital world and that it offers. And again, the government has just really, really positioned for crypto to go on another bull run, people. Bitcoin is still expected to hit 100K. But you have other things that's going to make big, big splashes in this crypto world as we are changing to a new economy. We're never going back to the old economy ever. The Matrix has spoken. It is here. What was presented to you in 1999, as you know, 999 is the ninth hour. Jesus died and gave us the ghost in the ninth hour, right? On the cross, It means divine completion. And so the government is already saying December 31st. And this is something that you can look at on Gemini app, marketplace, on the wallet of Gemini. I love Gemini. It's very user friendly, especially if you're beginners. And I'm just telling the people that gave, I'm just sharing this information publicly because of you all. And so because you give and you, you know, allow me to bless others, that same blessing will mass others, the same blessings will come upon you all. Because I don't really give information like this in public. I give it to the people that support the Patreon in private. Another one that I like, and this just for the givers, because I'm a give on this platform as well, is Sandbox, another virtual game. Another virtual game. And because this is just where things are shifting to. Got Snoop Dogg here, the Sandbox. The dog enters. You got, I'm telling you, for kids, for more at home virtual schooling, and you got, Xbox, PSPs, they're going to upgrade, but these are going to be big. Land for sale, virtual land, people become a Doge father. These are, you can get your own land here. Snoop's mansion, hang out with friends. I mean, so this is kind of what my Patreon was going to cover. Private pass parties, how to get hooked up. Other things, Atari, all of these sponsors. But as I tell people, have the cash flow to invest, because the things I'm sharing with you all is futuristic implementation, and you're getting it at the ground level to produce generational wealth. So for the people that give super chats, and also understand that your words have energy, that's cash out as well, I want you to make this affirmation or a decree. A decree is a declaration or an affirmation of truth. And when you speak decrees, you're not trying to make something true. You speak them because they are true. And what makes it true is your action. And this will work wonders within you and will change your life in a great ways. So speak this out loud. And this is really some things I teach behind the scenes as well. But because freely the people give, freely I give. Speak this out loud. I have a large, steady, dependable, permanent financial income now. Or you can say cash flow. I have a large, steady, dependable cash flow now. Every day in every way, I am growing more and more financially prosperous now. Don't question it. Just do it. Just be like Nike and just do it. I have a large, steady, dependable financial income or cash flow now. Every day in every way, I am growing more and more financially prosperous now. Always combine your giving with verbal affirmations or declarations. Always. This is not, and I don't mean any harm. This is only for the people that give. You can say it if you didn't give, but it's not going to apply. It's not going to work on your behalf. Because it's twofold. This is a reaction to an action that has been taken. This is what you say as a result of after your giving, right? But you're free to try it if you don't give. I don't think it's going to work for you. And that's the whole thing that people have to get out of. That's why saying things have not worked for people, right? Because it's a after action that you do. to an action that you already done. It's a reaction to an action, right? So again, food shortages are coming as shoppers are noticing these 9 shortages at their local grocery stores, right? Um, Shoppers are noticing these 9 shortages at the local grocery stores. Shortages of beloved products are pretty much to be expected nowadays. According to these articles, as a shopper on Facebook puts it, the shelves have been bare off for about 2 years. Now, thank God in my area it hasn't been 2 years. I haven't seen that. Right? And so famine is coming. So make sure you be like the ant in Proverbs 6:6, and you store up and you make the provisions necessary for yourself and for your family, especially things like canned goods. Maybe a water purification system will never hurt you at all. Make sure you are winterizing your home as much as possible. Your plumbing, if you have an outdoor watering system for your grass, your yard, your lawn, winterize. Check your appliances now, right? More than ever, because as people, a financial winter crisis is coming. And a lot of people are saying thank you and amen, and they haven't given. I'm just telling you, you can try it, you can use it. But when you take something you haven't given to the source that gave it to you, it's not going to be the same results that the people that give get. I just say it that way. But you are welcome for saying thank you. So more than half of Starkville apartment tenants face homelessness after mass evictions. And this is in Mississippi. Wednesday was the day that many tenants at a street apartment complex have been dreading. People, winter is coming, right? For more than a month, residents, many with lower incomes, children, in some cases with disability, have faced mass eviction. And after the owner chose not to renew their leases, they knew the day was coming, said the president of the NAACP. This is the only security they had for the last couple of years. And most of these tenants have always had to be kicked out of somewhere because they had nowhere to go. The cycle continues for those who were once the apartment complex home. Someone says, I'm looking around for a place. An out-of-court settlement that was held on September the 8th gave many tenants until the 29th to move. By that day, most of the apartments were empty. There's a waiting list already for subsidized housing. And this is another thing, people. When natural laws are abused, spiritual laws cannot be used, right? Do not give to me with the poverty or a mindset of getting over. It won't work, right? It won't work. As somebody says, I haven't given them the $60 books you ordered on 9/3. I'm pretty sure that's because you did not provide a email address, because if you order books on $60, there was the electronic books. And the instructions in that was to also provide your email address along with the payment. And if you did provide the email address, then you must not check your junk or spam. And you definitely have not emailed me, right? September the 3rd, and today is October the 1st. I have not received one email for you except this message on my live stream that you have not received it. It's always a good way it's always a way to handle business, right? If you haven't received something, then just send an email to the email address or check your junk or your spam, right? Because I do these live streams consistently and frequently. I'm not hard to find at all. And so that's a whole month. So anybody can tell you that once they contacted me, they've gotten the books that they ordered. Right. So, hey, whatever, it is what it is. All it is just a simple email that I have not received this book. It's a screenshot of my Cash App, and it's been a month. So with that being said, Bobby says, and Cali is really close to that, especially in San Diego. Wow, thank you, Bobby. So we have to know what's going on worldwide, just not in your neck of the woods. As we have 500 container ships, let's look at that. 500,000. I keep saying 500. Sorry, 500,000 backlog of ships off coast in California. And they're also saying that if you live near these coastlines, that in Florida, anywhere near these shipping ports, that your cost of living is about to increase dramatically. The cost of living. So I want you all to look at the time on this as well. Right? Look at the time of this article as well that I'm about to share. It's 11:10 p.m. And I bring that out whenever the time is revealed on that, because I want you all to understand why I'm always emphasizing the 1111 prosperity code and utilizing those numbers. These numbers of warning of disastrous events that's forthcoming. This was on September the 28th at 11:10 p.m. If you can see at the top here. And so this is showing cargo ship crisis worsens. Let's cut the sound up. Let's share the sound because it's like a 2-minute clip. But again, if you haven't received anything from me, it's just an email click away. I promise you, that takes less than 5 minutes to email those booklets, whoever that person was. So,
problems at the Port of LA. The backlog of ships and their cargo has reached a boiling point. Truck drivers say they're sick and tired of waiting all day long for the loads. And tonight, the director of the port says there's only so much he can do to tackle that massive problem.
As KCAL 9 Orange County reporter Stacy Butler tells us tonight, he's demanding help now from the feds.
Almost 70 cargo ships and counting from Long Beach to Laguna.
It's getting worse every day.
I've been trucking 31 years. 31 years.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
No, this is a phenomenon, for real. This is bad.
Few are more frustrated about the backlog at the Port of Los Angeles and Long Beach than truck drivers caught in the chaos.
I got friends right now, they are in line at Hanji in TTI terminal from 9 o'clock in the morning, and they haven't pulled the load yet. The longshoremen and the people inside, they get paid by the hour, but not the drivers.
Some blame outdated infrastructure, importers with nowhere to store the containers, and dock help not keeping up with demand.
Last night I was there from 8 o'clock to 3 in the morning, and I couldn't get, they kicked me out because they leave at 3 o'clock, so I'm out. And they only have, one crane for 60 trucks. And you know what the thing is? It's ridiculous. They have 2 other cranes sitting.
So how often does it happen where you show up, wait 8 hours, and then get turned away?
Wow, man. Like, out of 10, a good 6 or 7 times.
Gene Soroka, the executive director of the Port of Los Angeles, just finished a massive study of the port's weak spots. He knows truckers need help. He just launched Accelerate Cargo LA, a pilot program to get cargo moving and fast. But it likely won't be enough. He says the feds have got to step in.
Over the last 10 years, the federal government and Congress has outinvested West Coast ports at a rate 11-1. That's got to change. And with an infrastructure bill pending vote in Congress this week, we need all eyes on Los Angeles. This is what 10 years of underinvestment looks like, and we need to move forward.
As California evictions are scheduled to expire this week as well, estimated 500,000 container ships sit at the off the South Carolina coast. Many are wondering how to handle the backlog. Definitely going to be a supply and demand issue moving forward, right? And people, the best thing I can tell people right now is just prepare and plan. There is a time in the season for praying. Praying is a great method to get a clear answer of communication from the infinite power, from the infinite God, or one of his representatives. If you study the Bible, Elijah and Elijah during the Bible. Thank you so much for those kind words. Thank you. Thank you. God's prophet gave people financial solutions, and not all of them was just, you're going to miraculously receive some type of blessing. Some of it was like 2 Kings chapter 4 to get you a home-based business, right? And some people, honestly, if you're telling me I lost my job, what can I do? I may not have, money within the next 30 days. As I was speaking to one of my friends on the phone, he said, go apply for one of these businesses. You have a lot of businesses that McDonald's hiring, Starbucks hiring. A lot of people say I'm not an entrepreneur. I don't think I can refer people to things. I don't like talking to other people. Then a job is for you. Right. I firmly believe that entrepreneurship is not for everybody. Not that it cannot be for everybody, but it takes a certain mindset. And most people are not willing to transform their mind. They're just not. That's why God says the poor will be with you always. Right. And so, when people give to me, I give them the affirmations of the words that unlock. Again, words carry energy that unlocks their wealth and their empowerment and their blessings. Right? That's a give-receive relationship. And then I ask if there's anything more that infinite God needs to tell them to do, that let it come to them clear and concise. Right? With good that's all concerned. And sometimes you just get favor upon your life. Through things. But people, a very hard financial winter is coming, and we're not going back to the same economy. We're going to see taxes increase. A lot of people are getting their child tax credit right now up front. There's going to be surprise come January of that their tax return has decreased by thousands. Right? And that's partial true. Prosperity is based on mindset. This is the thing about prosperity. There's more than one piece that you have to plug in. Prosperity is not just about money either. It's about your health, your wealth, your relationships, your emotional and mental health. See, prosperity more than just having the right mindset, because if that's the case, many people can just read the book Think and Grow Rich, which it is consistent of the mindset, right? Right. But as I teach in my Patreon, it also consists of cleansing laws of prosperity that's not taught. The cleansing law of prosperity, the law of forgiveness when it comes to prosperity, things that could be blocking your prosperity. But it's the mindset to want to learn this stuff. So it does come with the mindset, right? And so when people give, as the people that give, they invite the infinite wealth of the universe to manifest richly in their financial affairs, right? Let me say that again. When people give, they invite the wealth of the universe to manifest richly in their financial affairs. They form prosperity partnership, right? That's why the Bible says one can put 1,000 to flight, but two can put 10,000. It's power and prosperity partnerships. And so a financial winter is coming. A financial winter is coming. Cryptocurrency will be the new cash. The best thing that I can tell people right now is to, and Travarius, make sure you email me. If you need my email address, let me know, because this is like your third giving here. 777. But the best thing I can tell people, and I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not giving financial advice, right, at all. But to see where this system is heading and to definitely put your cash into an asset, because cash has always been a depreciating asset. But now that the government has extended this potential shutdown, as I shared with you all at the beginning of this live stream, that the Democrats have the power of the House and the Senate. They have the power. They can just pass the votes to do all of this themselves, the Democratic Party. And guess what? Let me share something else with you. We don't even have a Dollar Tree anymore, a Dollar General. Both of them have announced that their pricing is increasing. This is what's called inflation. While you're still getting the same paycheck, while you're not adding other sources of revenues of income, while the silent tax that's called inflation is increasing, what is your plan to prepare? People that give, they become rich, well, and happy in every phase of their life, and they establish divine order. But I also want them to add the things of the world, this material world, to have a double effect. Dollar Tree just announced major changing to pricing a number of dollar stores, including dollar stores, across the United States, where Dollar Tree prices are now going to triple dollars, $3 to $5, right? Even more. Numbers, pricing, that's inflation. So if you are making tomorrow's plan on today's paycheck, you're going to lose the game. Let me say this again. If you are planning for tomorrow based off of your today's paycheck, you are going to lose the game. You're going to lose this financial game. This Game of Thrones times. This is simply Game of Thrones times. Winter is coming. Winter is coming, right? As Travarius gives the 77, 77 means divine transition. And it does have a special meaning. When Noah and the ark, the status of the water after a great flood, as we're into a great recession, he sent out a raven. This is why I talk about raven corn as well. And a later, which is also going to have a halving, I think next year, raven corn, another crypto. And later a dove from the ark. This is Genesis 8. And it starts with verse 7, actually. 8, 7, 8. And the dove returned without any symbol of life. But 7 days later, you all say 7 days later, this is my closing. He resent the dove 7 days later. He resent it, right? And this is also Let me Google this to make sure I'm saying it correctly. How many times he asked them to go check. And I'll make sure I have this Bible scripture correct in 1 Kings 18:44. Yes. Let's look at this. And I'm gonna break down. I'm gonna finish. I haven't lost train of thought. Because if you all understand biblical numerology and giving, is preparation for where the planning. This is a part of the planning process as well. In the spiritual world, I told you Isaiah chapter 9 is not a Christmas scripture. It informs you that the Messiah will be born. Messiah means king, and the government shall be upon his shoulders. Kingdom government trumps our government. And sure enough, the seventh time he said, oh yes, he told them to go check. The seventh time. A cloud, very small, no bigger than someone's hand, is rising out of the sea. Quickly then go on your way. Tell Ahab to saddle up and get down from the mountain before the rain stop you. This is what I want to bring out. Things happen fast. Things happen fast. But the sky grew black with wind-driven clouds, and then a huge cloudburst burst of rain with Ahab. A financial winter is coming. But God strengthened Elijah mightily. This is what spiritual connection and giving does in the midst of a financial disaster. Pulling up by his robe and tying it to his waist, right? God strengthens people mightily that gives unto his kingdom message. And this was done the seventh time. The seventh time. And back to Noah in Genesis 8, 7 days later, he resent the dove. This time it returned with an olive leaf, proving that the waters have almost completely subsided. They almost completely lowered along the ground. And he waited another 7 days. It's the double 7. Sent out the dove again, which meant this time the ground was dry, right? This time the ground was dry. Double 7 means dry ground in the midst of a storm and the strength of God and mighty power, right? God's mighty power and character to help his people. Let me close with this. We're going to go to Travaris. And again, make sure you email me to Psalms 77 and Sharon gives the 11:11 and 13. I'm going to show you God's mighty power. Sharon gives into the wisdom and wealth part at 11:11, even though we know destruction and destroying is coming. The 77. Let's look at Psalm 77. Psalm 77. Chavari says, let's look at Genesis 41. Says, your ways, God, are holy. What God is great as our God? What God is great as our God? That's a small g. You can replace government with that if you want to. You are the God who performs miracles. You display your power among the people. Selah. Selah means to pause and think on these things. Right. Genesis, let me do this for Travaris. 41. 41. And Pharaoh's dream. Which verses did you say? 28 through 32. Everybody wants God's protection, but they don't want to do it God's way. Travaris, thank you. This is great. This is great to end this live stream on. Thank you, right, for bringing this to my attention. Travis, again, send me that email. It is just as I said to Pharaoh. God has shown Pharaoh what he is about to do. 7 years of great abundance are coming throughout the land of Egypt, but 7 years of great famine will follow them. There are all abundance in Egypt. Then all the abundance in Egypt will be forgotten, and the famine will ravage the land. The abundance in the land will not be remembered because the famine that follow it will be so severe. I agree. This is what we're going to see with America. The reason that this dream was given to Pharaoh in two forms is that the matter has been firmly decided by God, and God will do it soon. Yeah, it's going to happen, and it's going to happen soon. However, I do want you all to understand, as it says, collect all the food for these good years that are coming and store up the grain under the authority of Pharaoh to be kept in the cities for food. This food shall be held in reserve for the country and shall be used for the 7 years of famine. The plan seemed good to Pharaoh, to all his officials, right? As I'm telling you all to stock up with your food as well. Prepare for famine. It is coming, food famine, right? It is definitely coming, right? Store, invest in new crypto network and pray. I didn't say pray. I said plan. Give unto God's economic system. Give unto God economy. And on that note, I always say the affirmation and declarations that I say over you. Again, for those who are giving, here's another one for this live stream. I am receiving now. I am receiving all the wealth that this universe has for me now because I am a giver. Say that again. I am receiving now. I am receiving all the wealth that this universe has for me now because I am a giver. This is for the good of all concerned. So I pray that avalanches of abundance come upon you by your divine right of giving unto God's kingdom economy, according to Isaiah chapter 9, that the government of the Messiah, the King, will be upon his shoulder. Most people don't understand God had his own government and his own economy. That no matter what happens in the earth realm, but you still have to prepare, right? You still have to make preparations. And God will supernaturally increase your actions and your preparation, supernaturally, beyond what you can do in the natural realm. Hey, you all, I'm signing out, right? My pain medicine is wearing off. I thoroughly enjoyed this live stream, right? Make sure that you magnify your mind, think bigger, multiply your money, manifest with your mouth. Words carry energy and power. The power of life and death is in your tongue as well, not just mine. And maximize your mission. Use this time of the greatest wealth transfer that this generation has ever experienced to maximize your mission. And also, if you're looking for ways to work from home when this second shutdown happens, or lockdown, whatever, quarantine, visit 111 Million Movement. I have a great home-based business opportunity for you. For very, very low cost investment to get involved in. So visit 111millionmovement.com. You all continue to be safe out there, and always, as always, be abundantly blessed. Queen out. Correctly. Yep.